TMZ on some BS now. I told you that, didn't I? I told you that everybody's busting down this audio. I told you that everybody's busting down that video. I told you that we ain't playing no games. I am Jay Lava. I scour the internet so that you don't have to. And I'm going to just go ahead and get us a quick update and we going to get in right into what the people say.
Nolan Wells' investigation is taking a very tricky turn because now we're starting to get introduced to all these people that we either never heard about or we're starting to get conflicting updates about what actually happened.
Right.
So as you listen to the dispatch phone call to Cito, not a 911 call, please stop calling it a 911 call. They did not call 911. They contacted Cito because that was a private boat towing business that I believe it was Wyatt's grandfather have. I don't remember if it was Wyatt or Warren that was on the boat calling people. So y'all can keep that information clear in the comments. That's not the focal point. While they're on this call and that individual is on the phone, the dispatch can obviously hear all the commotion in the background. But if the transcription of that particular phone call is actually accurate, they are calling somebody by the name of Bart. And you're probably trying to figure out who is Bart.
Mm-hmm.
And in their reference to Bart, we later found out that Bart apparently is a football player that is trying to remove himself from this situation completely. But Warren, his good friend Warren, has brought up his buddy Bart. And so Bart is alleging that he wasn't there that day. However, there's confirmation that he allegedly was on the boat or something like that. Now, with that in mind, Warren has referenced that Warren contacted Bart about the boat sinking and the thing being broken.
Mm-hmm.
And Bart was like, oh gosh, okay, well then I'm going to just tow y'all. I'm going to connect y'all to my boat and I'm going to tow y'all. So Bart, how was you going to be able to do that if you wasn't there? And why you ain't have a conversation with Warren to clear up the fact that you wasn't supposed to be there, babe? See, this is why this don't make no sense. Also, it appears that TMZ is now saying that it's apparently confirmed that Nolan, in fact, was not on the boat. And apparently they confirmed that by an appropriate source. The other thing that's swarming around is like this whole concept around Ben Crump did not want the cadaver dogs to search the boat. And a lot of people are saying, well, what was he trying to hide? Why did he not want the cadaver dogs to search the boat? And ultimately, from the explanation that I've received in a deep dive, it appears that the cadaver dogs could jeopardize the integrity of the investigation as it is. And so he didn't want to jeopardize that. Additionally, these friends going in this sympathy campaign where they're not able to go. Warren is like he couldn't go to Nolan's funeral because he was afraid for his life. There are a lot of DEF threats that people are sending to these kids. And I mean, people won't take it to the extreme. I don't think it's that serious. I think just allow justice and the justice system to do their job. I think that's the best case scenario here. But I'm just trying to understand at this point, have we confirmed that this dispatch call is accurately being depicted and that what we hear in the background is actively what happened that day? And then in addition to that, are we able to get to a certain point where we are taking these children into custody and we are interrogating them so much that we get a better understanding of what happened that day?
Right.
The thing that I keep asking that nobody's answering for me.
Right.
We call Cito. The granddaddy calls Cito and tells them we don't need the tow again. So the captain is like, who's the grandfather? Oh, yeah, I already spoke to him. He said don't come. All right, that's fine. So you call the tow. Y'all saying that y'all policies enforce the concept that if there sounds like distress, you still go. Y'all didn't go. The tow was called. The tow was canceled.
Yep.
Allegedly, the boat was towed somewhere for that part to be fixed and then going back. So in that window of time is when they went to Fort Bayou or something like that, and then came back to a different dock or something. So what I'm trying to understand is who fixed the boat? Who were the people that actively like rescued them or whomever they came across? Why didn't y'all want the Coast Guard to be there? Were there any other boats involved? Because somebody had to help y'all in that hour commute that y'all had and what happened then. In addition to that, I keep saying it is my understanding that the cell phone service there is very sketchy, but somehow everybody was able to use their phone to call somebody.
Right.
Okay. My next thing is pull everybody's cell phone records, but what you need to be pulling is Find My iPhone, and you also need to be pulling Snapchat and all them other apps that track GPS. Because
Exactly.
here's where I feel like we cracked the case. You know how in the murder trials they were using his cell phone data to identify like where he was at certain points at certain times because it tracks location at specific times and it can pinpoint things, and then the phone miraculously like stopped tracking certain behaviors and all that type of stuff. I need the forensics on everybody's phone,
Right.
including Bart. And let's
Especially Bart.
compare where all these people were in close proximity to each other. Because even if Nolan was left on that island and them children was in that water, it would show two different locations. But if they were close together, they'd all be at the same coordinates.
Yep.
That's all I have for today. Justice for Nolan Wells.
No, you broke that
Nolan
down.
Wells' investigation is
No, you broke that down. I like to get her updates. She be coming through with the updates on it. You know what I'm saying? That's for everybody that's just catching up, right? Shout out uh to Miss Fossey Butterfly that just said Willie D said he had a picture of Katie. I'm trying to check that out. I just found something real quick. Let's check it out real quick. I'm gonna go off the beaten path real quick because I want to see what's up with this information. But check him out.
Remember, Warren said Nolan was cradling Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Warren also said that he said something slick to Nolan when he saw Nolan with the girl.
Man,
But he didn't say,
man, did I say all of this or what though? I mean, y'all got to give it up to the boy. I've been saying the same thing that everybody's saying the next day already.
the girl's name. He just said he saw him with this girl and he said something slick to him. And, he just he said, I'm just joking, And he said, he told Nolan, man, you crazy. He said, dude, you crazy.
Yeah.
As if to say, you crazy, man, messing around with this dude's girl, man. You know how that dude is, man. You crazy for doing that. You wild. It has also been revealed that on the 4th of July, this so-called best friend of Nolan Wells was trying to purposely leave Nolan behind at home. They didn't even want Nolan on the trip with them. Perhaps it was because they knew Bart would be there. Maybe they thought or knew Bart would be looking for some trouble. Who knows? Maybe they thought, well, we know Nolan be messing with Katie, and we know Katie is Bart's old squeeze. Don't know if they were still together, supposed to be still together, trying to work it out or what. But at some point, they were in a relationship. Maybe Bart didn't know how to let go, or maybe he got jealous because, oh man, this the coldest one right here, y'all. Maybe Bart got jealous because this white girl that he loved at least once in his life was now involved with a black guy. Oh man, talk about whoo.
Man, have we been saying that or have we been saying that? Have we been saying that or have we been saying that? And then the funny thing is, everybody in the world is trying to help this dude cover up. It's the kicker of the football team. Y'all doing all of this for the kicker on the football team. Now you know they talking about. Now you know they talking about is alcohol. Y'all know it's alcohol, right? I told y'all. Remember, I was making a big deal of them saying alcohol in the interviews. Well, check this out. Uh-oh. Can y'all hear that? Hold on. It didn't look like I was getting no volume off of that. Hold on. Let me do a little refresh. Hold on. I ain't getting no hold on. Let me do a quick refresh, guys. Hold on real quick. Just give me 2 seconds. Oh yeah. Sometimes you gotta do a quick refresh. You did? Hold on. Let me get on back. What's up with everybody in the hen house though? How y'all feeling? See, I had to promise to come back. I told you I was gonna come back, so I'm back in the house. I'm back up in this thing, and we gonna rock it out tonight. Tonight is going down. All right, come on, Sammy.
General Lynn Fitch says those threatening Nolan Wells' investigation will be held accountable. How about holding the people accountable who did this to Nolan Wells? Isn't it amazing how much they're coming after people for trying to just bring awareness to what happened to this poor kid and trying to figure it out? She said efforts to intimidate, disrupt, or interfere with the work of our law enforcement and prosecutors and threats to their well-being will be taken seriously and will hold those who make them accountable.
So y'all already know who the next devil's gonna be, right? If y'all don't know, hold on. Let me show y'all. Everybody in the squad has become a devil, thanks to yours truly. So if y'all on social media and y'all see these devils, just know they came from here. But we got Tristan or Tracy.
Some damn devils. It ain't no other way.
They all devils. So we got Tristan. He's a devil. We got Bart. Bart is a devil, right? We got the Attorney General. Straight devilish. She is. We got the whole squad. Don't worry about it. We got Tate Reeves, the big horn devil in charge, that said it was no foul play after he didn't know, wasn't no facts about the case. Even the little chief medical examiner, he catching strays too. His name is Mark Levine. He's a devil as well. We got the Mississippi coroner. His name is Bruce Lynn Jr. Bruce Lynn Jr. is also a devil. Then we got Sheriff Ledworser. His name is Ledbetter, but I call him Ledworser. Sheriff Ledworser, who came right out and said that there was no foul play right off the top. Right off the top, no foul play. Sheriff Ledworser. The only reason I'm doing this because I want y'all to put these faces with these names, okay? So that's Sheriff Ledbetter. Then we got Morgan, who was out there on the boat. He was in the picture with Nolan Wells. This was he was one of the dudes in the original picture. Morgan, right? Dweeb. Then we got Eli Jax. When y'all be hearing that name Jax going around, Jax, it's this nigga. This dweeb right here, Jax. Okay. Then the one they really be talking about, the one whose boat it was on, Bad Suit Wyatt, County Bluebell, Musty Bow Tie Wyatt. That's another dweeb. That's another one of their friends. Also a devil. Because they know what happened to Nolan Wells. You understand what I'm saying? Eric is the one that was on his right side, also on the boat. Little pizza face Eric, another devil, another dweeb, okay? Then we got the apple of everybody's eye. The apple. The one they doing it for. The one they got the cape on for. Mrs. Katie Devilish Mayo Buns McCormick. That's her. That's who they. So this was supposed to be Bart's chick right here. Bart was supposed to be on this one. And then last but not least, we got fake friend Warren the Devil Hudson. Warren the Devil Hudson. And it all, just so y'all know, it all got kicked off. Hold up. The reason why they questioned in the autopsy, right, is because of the devil, Stacy Turner. Stacy Turner is also the devil that has also marked some black men's cases suicidal and inconclusive. She's already done that. So this is the reason why we question in the autopsy. Where that neck at, Stacy? Stacy, where that neck at? Right? Then you got your boy, the Mississippi Public Safety Commissioner. He talking about urging the public to stop speculating on Nolan Wells' case. Speculation on what, little devil boy? What you talking about, man? Huh? He can get it too. Then we got the head devil in charge. I think the one that's quarterbacking everything, the one who had her number on the tip hotline, the one that's trying to block and weave, Judge Ashley Cole. So I have single-handedly exposed these people for what their true form is. And guess who's next? Can y'all guess who's next? Do I got somebody else to add to the devil's list? You sure? You're damn right. She gonna be next. Thank you for the jewels. Oh yeah, she gonna be next. This is what we do here. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like that thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not playing games over here. And listen, just so y'all know, I know some of y'all knew. Y'all like, dang, this chat racist. They be over here on some BS in the chat. Well, listen, this is the policy over here. I got mods. We let them do what they do in the chat for two reasons. One, because you wouldn't believe any of the things that I told you if you didn't see the goofies over there in the chat. Two, is because, like I say all the time, it's the yin and the yang of this, right? As much as we out here fighting for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as much as we out here fighting for love, life, loyalty, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, we are always going to have those devils, those demons fighting for chaos, destruction, disorder, mayhem, turmoil, all things bad. So we need them. It's the yin and the yang. We need them. Where would we? How would you know what light is if you didn't see dark? So the dark is in the chat. And we've also deduced that they're workers. We got some dedicated workers to the channel that can't help but come back. And every once in a while, you'll see me clown them a little bit, but we on the program right now. But she's next, y'all. That's the next up on the devil's list. So y'all will see her. I promise tomorrow's program, we're gonna see what kind of AI turns this devil into. Okay?
Again, why don't you hold the people who did this to Nolan Xavier Wells accountable? Why don't you hold the governor accountable? Why don't you hold the DA accountable? Right. Why don't you hold Sheriff John Ledbetter accountable? All these people
that I just showed you that are devils.
Stacy Turner, the medical exam.
To Stacy Turner. I'm telling you, I got them all.
All these people who were stalling out. Again, don't you think if this was an accidental death, they would have ruled this day one? Bingo. So obviously there's some.
I said that if this was a drowning, if this was accidental, they would love nothing more than to say, oh, there you go. Just a dead little Negro. Hey, nothing to see here. Told you. Told you guys. Told you. But nope. We know it's the foo-foo sticks because all the cover up and all the snatchback. It's too much cover up and snatchback for it not to be foo-foo. It's too. I'm gonna get on Officer Tatum in a minute. Don't you worry about it.
Something more to this, and they need to release the initial autopsy.
Right.
They need to give the throat and the lungs to the family so they can get that second autopsy, so we can just rule out that it wasn't an accidental drowning or it was. But what are you guys holding up? And why would the Attorney General, Lynn Fitch, be now threatening people for just demanding answers? Now, obviously, if people were making any kinds of threats to public officials or any of the family, I understand that's not okay. But if they could put all of this energy towards actually solving this case, they might not have to make statements like this. Secret Service Sam out Samson for president of the world.
That's right, Sam. Now listen to this. Listen to this. All of that shucking and jiving. We know that Nolan's friends is guilty of something.
Now, I was just scrolling and I seen Don Lemon is live on TikTok and from YouTube. And I seen it on TikTok, so I decided to go to YouTube. For some reason, I like to look at him on the YouTube side. For some reason, I don't know. And Deneva on there, and Deneva let loose on Don Lemon's sidekick, worker. I don't know. I think his name is Daniel, though.
Now, warning, is going to be a lot of moisture in this next clip. Moisture everywhere. Y'all know Don Lemon and his friends. Just warning, it's going to be a lot of moisture.
Seems to be a real cool guy, but I'm understanding, I feel where Deneva is coming from. And early in the show, he called them house Negroes, giving house Negro vibes. I didn't catch that part, but he did come back later to apologize. But I agree with Deneva, not with the house Negro part, but with the part of the parts that we have heard that we can make out that's clear is enough to know that something ain't right. And them fellas that was all on that boat, whether it was the Wyatts, the Warrens, and whoever the young lady is, and whoever was called, whether it was Grandpa or Ashley, the judge, or another person, another adult, whoever it was, Bart, we know that they know what happened and Nola was on that boat. That's obvious. There was no, I'm not really sure. There is no, we're not sure about that part.
Right.
Now, can we make out all the words? No. But we heard enough to know what we heard.
Exactly.
So y'all check this out.
I think on his journalist hat. But Neva asked you to take off your journalist hat. So anyway, I don't want to speak for you. I just wanted to go ahead.
I want to know what cover I'm providing for them.
Because last show it was we need more evidence, not them, wait, don't jump, and then it's kind of like we get a little more, and it may not be for you the ace in the hole. Then it's kind of like it just feels like just a little push to kind of discredit what it is we're kind of hearing. What we are hearing, whether we're able to make out every single word or not, what we are hearing is y'all ass know what the hell happened to Nolan. I think that any reasonable person can draw that conclusion. Y'all know what happened to that damn boy. The boy was there. Is he dead? Oh my God, Nolan. Damn it, Bart. Is it cover it up? I thought about that. We're hearing that. And I know we keep throwing around these words, interpretation, because we have to be as objective as possible. But cut the shit.
I agree. It's time to cut it out.
We hear it. And like I said, if you may not be able to make out every specific word, you should be able to deduce, at a minimum, y'all ass know what the hell happened to that damn boy.
Period. Point blank. In your throat box. However you want to take it. However you want to feel about it. You can feel however you want to feel about it. But he ain't lying though. There is no lies detected in any of the circumference of anything that he said. And I would just have you know that. Then y'all know that Officer Race Batum Tatum had came out with some photos, and we ain't having them either. Because guess what? They don't look right.
I want y'all to check something out for a second. I want y'all to bear with me, because we're going to break down something that Officer Tatum said. He said that this is a picture of the guys being told. I want y'all to pay attention. Look at everybody closely. Everybody closely. And I'm going to show you the picture of the back of the boat. Pay attention. Look at all their clothes and what they're wearing. Okay, so you see this. Pay attention to their clothes, what they're wearing. You see what everybody got on. Now we're gonna take a look at Nolan's friends that he went out there with, because this is supposed to be them. Tell me, do anybody have on those clothes? Does any of those guys on that towboat look like any of the so-called friends?
None of them.
Does anybody look the same?
Not at all.
You can go back. Matter of fact, let me do it for you. I'm gonna show you. And I want to know if I don't know if they changed clothes or what this mystery is, but do any of those guys look like they're matching? Try to match the trunks. The only one closest dude right here in the dark blue, but his physique is clearly not the same guy. But I just want you to pay attention. Again, does any of this look like it matches anything?
Not at all.
No, right? I don't know about that right there, but none of this. The back, anything matches? No, right? Okay. I thought for a minute that this could be the guy in the red, but in fact, the red shorts that the guy, or orange shorts that the guy that's on the boat with Nolan has on, has like a flower design on. This guy has a solid pattern, so that can't be the same guy. I just want to know where the hell is his friends? Is it the same boat? I don't see him. I don't know if they changed clothes or what, but I'm just saying, did y'all notice that?
It's not.
Also, Tatum said that they was being towed at this time in this picture. I want y'all to read the rules of a tow.
It says no passenger must never stand on the rails, gunwales, or seat backs of the boat while being towed. Passengers should always wear life jackets, remain seated inside the boat, and keep a safe distance from the tow line and to prevent falling overboard during sudden jerks or turns. Safety rules during a tow. Stay seated. Remain in low, designated cockpit or cabin seats inside the hull. Avoid lines. Keep clear of direct lines and high tension ropes in case the cleat or the line breaks. Wear life jackets. Ensure all passengers have on a U.S. Coast Guard approved personal flotation device and it is properly secured. So, okay, that's the rules.
Read. No passengers must stand on rails. What do we see? We seen all that. Everything that you see in here is what the passengers was actually doing. So, do the tow company not follow their own rules? And the reason why they do follow these rules, so is if you fall off or something like that while they're towing, they're liable for you.
Exactly.
So they ask you to stay seated. You know what I'm saying? They ask you to sit down, have your seatbelts on, and all this and that. They don't let you just stand around the cockpit on the rails. So, are they being told at this time, or is Officer race baiting Tatum just saying that to get us to take our eye off really what's happening? What y'all think? I want y'all to check something out for a second.
I'm just saying.
I want y'all to bear.
They did try to put that out like, look at us. Look, we're getting a tow. Look at this. Look, we're getting a tow. Look at this, guys. Don't believe me? Listen.
I know I'm supposed to be working, but I had to stop to tell y'all this. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump has sent out litigation letters to each and every person who was around Nolan Wells during his disappearance.
Yes,
and these letters are warning them that they are to keep every single text message, Snapchat, photo, cooler, any evidence that could be used in this case. And if you ask me, those kids should have already been arrested and detained until we have answers. But at least this attorney is taking the necessary steps to try to preserve any evidence. I know they're trying to spin this narrative that Nolan was drunk, but baby, Warren already messed that up when he said that Nolan was fine. This media blitz that people like Warren and Tristan are out here doing isn't working in the public. We don't believe it. And that smear campaign that TMZ is on, we definitely don't believe that one. These kids may have lawyered up already and deleted their social medias, but baby, let me tell you, all of that is going to be retrieved. And when this case gets cracked, they are going to be held liable. We are not going to stop. I know.
Now. You know, I refer to Kim sometimes when she ain't cursing up a storm, cause she be breaking down like the psychology of them folks. So she was talking about the parents, and I thought this was interesting. I want y'all to hear this real quick. She said, "You need to understand why the parents are being silent, right?" And she's saying something else, but to me, she's saying how the good old boy network really works, and how the intricacies. She's saying something else, but if you hear what she's saying, you hear what she's saying. Listen to this.
I need y'all to understand why it's like this, okay? I need y'all, take for instance Mr. Dean, okay? Take for instance his position. You really have to understand this. And it's not like I'm trying to like let the parents get off. This community is very dangerous, okay? If Mr. Dean would say something, they know where he lives. His whole family's in jeopardy, and in serious jeopardy. I'm not talking about reporting a post, okay? This is literally their lives on the line if they say the wrong thing. So I bet a lot of these parents, are shitting their pants. They don't want to be involved in this, but they're being pressed to be quiet. They're being pressed by all the powerful people in that town because they will go right to those people's houses and kill them. Okay? They will run them off the side of the road. They will sideswipe them. This shit happens. These families can't say nothing. Do you understand that? I'm not taking up for them, but this is why.
Now, all I'm saying is when them folks be telling you what the drill is, you better start listening, okay? Because if y'all notice, y'all ain't seen, man, when have you ever seen them folks speaking up so much about like this here case or about something to this magnitude? Them folks is coming out the box. Do you understand what I'm saying? Look, hold on. Let me give y'all an example. It's not only the females, it's the males too. Hold on, wait a minute.
Remind the torrential downpour on my face, just left the gym. But the last couple of days, I've been bouncing in and out of different TikTok lives, taking part of discussions that are typically centered around Caucasians. There's a lot of talking points that come up a lot, but there's one in particular that comes up the most, and it's one that I want to make a video on that can go uninterrupted. This is going to be strictly factual. It's just nice to be able to speak truth without some mouth breather interjecting their emotions to overcome factual statements. The one talking point that I see come up the most is, can Caucasians experience racism? So in order to properly answer that, we have to break the word racism down into two parts. The first part being race being me being white, you being black, etc. The second part of that word is ism. So what is an ism? And this is super important to remember. An ism is a system of beliefs, political ideologies, or a specific prejudice that can be acted upon an entire society or affect an entire race of people. Mind you, a system of specific beliefs, personal beliefs, political ideologies, or specific prejudices that system can act upon the entire society with. So with that in mind, can you honestly sit here and make a strong statement, a strong case for Caucasians experiencing racism in a country working in a system that was specifically designed to uphold and has since been sustained their white supremacy? The answer to that is there's not a system in place that exists, nor has there historically been a system in place that existed that depicted white people as victims, that held white people down from finances, from educational opportunities, from high-paying jobs, none of that. That just...
How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about y'all boy kicking the real ballistics, telling you the truth? I know we finna lose a whole bunch of numbers now because I know y'all hate with a passion when white people tell you the truth. Oh yeah, we just went down, what, 30, 40 people? They just got right up out of here. How do y'all feel about this? Because that's why I play messages from your folks to tell y'all, because when we say it, oh, you're victims. You guys, you're victims. This is your boy saying it. How does that feel? Come on, Twitter fingers. I know it's a bunch of y'all on shift right now, and you got to step outside your work, and I know this kind of touch you in a certain little spot. So come on, tell us about it now. Tell us now. Bust it down. This is we trying to be inclusive. Do you want to tell? You want to tell us? I think he's full of crap. You're a racist devil. That's all y'all got? Why every time when I ask y'all a question, y'all can't never answer it? Okay, here go one, y'all. Hold on, wait. Pretty easy to figure out for people go out and okay, not you. Okay. You and my bad, Johnny. I ain't mean to get you. Johnny Wayne, I ain't never seen your name, so I ain't know if you was tripping or not. Yeah, they don't like that. No. I was just trying to give y'all a little chance to for a retort. I don't see anything. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let that go. Go ahead and let him cook.
Simply doesn't happen. See, where Caucasians get fucked up at in this whole speaking point is you're confusing what it is to experience prejudice or discrimination for racism. Meaning you have anecdotals, right? Maybe you got discriminated against at your job because you're a male or because you're white. Maybe somebody called you a cracker or a honky
or a snow roach or 8.5 or a sun dodger.
Stormtrooper or a cornstarch warrior. At most, your feelings get hurt.
That's all. That's all you get. Little feelings hurt. You get a little tap on your bottom, and it don't feel. Look, I lost about 100 people when I said that. They can't stand that. Ooh, they be jumping up out of here. Man, you know what I notice about these numbers? They be in here watching like a mug, but they be getting in their feelings when they start hearing about themselves. They be getting in their feelings. If you know, you know. What's already known ain't got to be explained. Cornstarch warriors, I caught that. I liked it, that one too. I liked it, that one. I was like, I'm going to have to tuck that one in there somewhere. I'm going to have to tuck that one. Cornstarch warriors, I'm going to have to tuck that one. Look at him. What's the 8.5? What's the 8.5? I ain't going to tell you. I ain't telling you. That's your problem right now. You're dipping in the mustard and you can't catch up. That's your problem. That's your problem right there. Envelopes, yep. Come on now. That's your problem. You always trying to know something. You always trying to know something with your nosy ass.
Or because you're white. Maybe somebody called you a cracker or a honky or a stormtrooper or a cornstarch warrior. At most, your feelings get hurt. See, that's anecdotal. It doesn't affect an entire society as a whole. In order for that to happen, there has to be systems in place to oppress you, to take those stereotypes that you get put upon, to take that discrimination that you experience, that anecdotal discrimination you experienced, and widespread it across an entire race where it holds you down.
So is that what's going on in this Nolan Wells case, y'all? So what's going on in this Nolan Wells case is these little 8.5s over here in the comments mad because we looking at them all, we giving them all the devil side eye. Oh yeah, that's why they're mad. They're mad because everybody's looking at them like they demons. And they're like, no, man, that's not fair. Everybody's not like that. Well, you spent all that time not saying nothing, not speaking up, letting your people run wild. And now that we calling your folks out, you don't like that. Now you don't like it. Now we're not being fair. Now we got to wait for all the facts to come out. Why don't you guys wait till the investigation concludes, you know? Just all the facts to come out. No. Even mad. Listen, y'all, they even mad because you got the nerve to have the conversation with your cheering talking about don't go around these folks. They're mad about that. What do you mean don't go around us? They might come up dead when they're around you. What you mean what I mean? What do you mean what I mean? We're not all like that. But we all on food stamps though. But we all EBT though. We're all lazy. We're all victims. That it works both ways, bro. It works both ways. And I think y'all feeling that right now. You feeling it. And guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to hold this L. You're just going to have to hold it and cradle it. Just like Nolan was Katie's buns. You're just going to have to cradle that. It's a cradle situation. It's time for you to cradle it. That's what you do. You know, it's time for you to do some cradling. Yeah, you care because you over here. I'm going to show those guys. I'm going to show those blacks. It's the blacks. I'm going to show them. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You care. I'm going to show those blacks. Look at me. Look at me type. You little dweebs. Sick of y'all. Because you know what y'all still ain't done? Ain't none of y'all still explain how he drowned yet. Explain that since he drowned so bad. Please explain to me this drowning scenario. When you do that, then I might take you serious. But otherwise, you know what y'all sound like to me? I'm a dweeb. All of y'all. Especially you workers. Island Charles, that's what's up. Welcome to the family, bro. This is how we do. Yeah, crickets like a mug. Neon crickets. Hey, and I always lose a couple hundred people, but you know what the beauty of YouTube is? They're gonna send a whole nother wave of dweebs in, and I'm gonna get them again. I'm gonna get them one more time. Now y'all need to hear what your boy's saying, because when they be telling the truth, y'all don't be wanting to listen. Word, Charles, I appreciate that. Y'all need to listen. Let me bring it back, because he was telling you now.
Caucasians get fucked up at in this whole speaking point is you're confusing what it is to experience prejudice or discrimination for racism. Meaning you have anecdotals, right? Maybe you got discriminated against at your job because you're a male or because you're white. Maybe somebody called you a
which never happens, by the way. That's a little of his whiteness bleeding through, but I feel the message, brother. I feel the message. But that never happened. You might have thought it was happening, but that never happened. That was a slight little DEI little that never happened, bro. But go on.
Cracker or a honky
or Snow Roach, 8.5. Mayo Mafia. Translucent Salamander. Black, you don't need to ask me how you block this channel with your little snowflake ass. How do I block this channel? Ah! You're a buster. That's what you are. I ain't saying this stuff. He's saying it, okay? I learned it by watching him. Okay? I learned it by watching him. Okay? I'm not saying this stuff. He's saying it.
And this whole speaking point is you're confusing what it is to experience prejudice or discrimination for racism. Meaning you have anecdotals, right? Maybe you got discriminated against at your job because you're a male or because you're white. Maybe somebody called you a cracker or a honky or a stormtrooper or a cornstarch warrior.
Cornstarch warrior is one for the books, though. I don't think I've ever heard cornstarch warrior. Like, I think he tried to inject that one into the lexicon real quick. He ain't slick. He want to hear us. I'm gonna start saying it too. Cornstarch warrior, love it. Let's do it.
At most, your feelings get hurt. You see, that's anecdotal. It doesn't affect an entire society as a whole. In order for that to happen, there has to be systems in place to oppress you, to take those stereotypes that you get put upon, to take that discrimination that you experience, that anecdotal discrimination you experienced, and widespread it across an entire race where it holds you down. That's just simply not possible in this country. It's almost as cringy as a talking point of trying to say that white people were slaves at one point in time. That's just simply not true. Indentured servants? Absolutely. See, to be an indentured servant, you had a debt that you had to pay off, and you went into a contractual agreement with another individual to pay off that debt. Now, mind you, this was very grotesque forms of peonage, but there's still an end game. Right? There was still a payoff, and that payoff mostly was a ticket to the United States. Sometimes it was a piece of land, sometimes it was livestock, but there was a beginning, there was an end, there was a contractual agreement. You had to agree to do this, to be an indentured servant. Completely different than chattel slavery. You weren't born into slavery. Your kids weren't forced to procreate one another to create babies into slavery. It simply is a mute talking point, and it is the worst deflection Caucasians can come up with to evade accountability.
Damn. Just like that. Just like that. Yeah, the truth hurts sometimes. It do. And I try to be fair and give y'all a little bit of truth on the other side of the game. On the other side. Just a little bit. But I'm just little old me. Look, we got TMZ out here. Didn't I tell y'all everybody was on TMZ necklace?
So now that the audio done came out and we done overheard their whole entire conversation, y'all called Nolan's name and everything. Now you got TMZ trying to backtrack, talking about 2 witnesses came forward saying that they saw him after 6 p.m. still walking around on the beach. Well, if that's the case, then why are you just now coming out? And who are the 2 damn witnesses? And not only that, they're trying to tarnish Nolan's name by saying, oh, he was just so drunk. They got reports saying that he was walking around the Durham Beach drunk, but yet Warren, in his whole doggone testimony that he did with freaking Uncle Ruckus, old racist, says, he sat up there and said, oh, no, Nolan was fine the entire time. Well, honey, if he was drunk, don't you think Warren would have said it? Don't you think he would have said it in the little interview that he was doing? Don't you think he would have said it then? Why now all of a sudden that this audio done come out, now y'all want to talk about, oh, he was drunk. Oh, he was there walking around after 6 p.m. Stop lying. And you guys are trying to gaslight us by trying to tell us, oh, y'all didn't hear what y'all thought y'all heard. No, bitch, I heard what the fuck I heard. Now they want to walk around like they the damn victim. And you're just so sorry for that. You are a sorry ass individual for that.
Yeah.
Now you want to walk around like you're the victim. Oh my God, they're threatening us and they're just doing all of this. How dare them? We're threatening you because we think you did something.
Right.
And then there's evidence showing that you did it. All of this evidence points to you guys. And people are like, oh, there's no evidence. Yeah, there's no evidence because these idiots ain't doing no doggone arrest. But that don't mean that we don't see what the hell we think we see. We know what the hell we see. This is not, I don't know, 1938, where you could just tell us like we don't know how to read. No, bitches, we know how to read now. Get up here lying to us about some bullshit. That just pissed me off.
Straight up. Hey, I got a funny one, y'all. Y'all, they didn't bought Percy Earl. Y'all done bought Percy Earl out. He done learned how to use the intro nets and upload videos. And y'all got the OG out here. Y'all done messed up now. Royal Cloth.
Hey, dig this here, man.
Dig this, man.
Simple and plain.
Straight up.
The boys killed Nolan Wells on that boat, man. You can hear it in the audio. You hear it in the audio plain as day. And they also got code words. When he called for the sea tow, he said, I'm a member. They knew exactly what to do after that. You could hear it in the dispatcher's tone and in her conversation. And as she relayed it to the next person she had called, who had already been on the phone.
You did?
Just at the same time with the grandfather.
Come on.
Now, how did the grandfather get involved in this?
Come on.
To know what predicament they was in already. They locked in, man. They've been operating out of this playbook for centuries now.
Y'all done brought OG out the woodwork to drop some game on you. I'm just saying, stop when he lying. OG been paying attention.
They know how to cover up the murder of a black body. They know the protocol. From the sheriff to the judge, the boy's stepmama, to the grandfather, to the dispatcher, to the what's them people called?
Yeah, the coroner, the medical examiner.
Not the National Guard, but the other people. You know who I'm talking about. They all involved in the cover-up. They locked in. They tied in. Everybody involved is heavyweights.
Y'all did not. I've been telling y'all that thirst them folks got, that thirst ain't went away. OG trying to listen now. OG trying to bust it down for you.
But the cat is out the bag. The audio proved it. They was killing Nolan Wells while they was on that boat making that call. And he was deceased. Period. Point blank. Why involve race? Because this country, let alone Mississippi,
come on,
has a deep-seated history of racism. It's in the DNA of the system.
That's right.
Best believe that. Let's not drop the ball. Let's not let this fizzle out. Apply the pressure. Continue to apply the pressure. As Willie D say, on these uncivilized mutts. Hey.
He quoted Willie D. Nigga, I ain't heard Willie D in so long. But OG was spitting. I ain't heard him in a long time. But y'all done brought Percy Earl out the game to sprinkle you one time. If that's the last thing he do, he about to sprinkle you with some game. You better heard what he said, boy. So not only TMZ, but now we got ABC. ABC is in on the cover up too? Say it ain't so.
So y'all, this is exactly why so many people have lost trust in mainstream media. I just watched ABC News coverage of the Nolan Wells case, and something immediately stood out to me. They're playing the audio without the background noise, and then they're repeating the friend's version of the events as.
And they playing the one without the background noise because they trying to disqualify the sister. And I got a whole post of this racist chick who tried to put the sister out there who made the audio. Did y'all know that? Pulled up some of her old mug shots and everything. I'm talking about this cover up thing is going deep. Stick and stay with me real quick. I got some real dust. We just scratching.
As though that's exactly what happened. They're not saying according to the friend. They're not saying that this is the friend's account, they're presenting it in a way that sounds like this is fact. Okay? And that matters because when millions of people hear a story framed a certain way, they naturally form opinions before the evidence is available. And for me, that is very, very, very sad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anyone knows exactly what happened that day. That is precisely the point. We don't. The media's job should be to report what is known clearly, okay? The allegations, the personal accounts, allow the facts to develop. When reporting starts sounding like fact and like there is no dispute and this is what happened, you're swaying the public's opinion. Like, they know exactly what they are doing, because once public opinion is shaped, it is very difficult to undo, even if new evidence later tells a different story. Right. It's sad, and these news outlets, they should be held accountable for when they present the news like this. Like, go and watch it for yourself. I don't even want to post it on here because
we'll watch it. Don't worry about it. Thank you, sis. I will appreciate that. Let me drop a little like on that thing right quick. I always say you can't unscramble eggs. You know what I'm saying? Once you scramble them joints, you can't get that yolk back. You know what I'm saying? And I think she's totally right about that. I'm gonna go through with the regularly scheduled program, but I want to I'm gonna look and find that ABC interview because I want to see what she's talking about. But sis was cooking on the Nolan Wells case too. Hold on.
When I was in the 6th grade, I wrote an essay for the DARE competition, Drug Abuse Resistance Education. Okay. And when I finished my essay, a friend of mine, and I use that word very loosely, asked if she could read it. And being the naive, loving person that I am, I said, sure. But what I didn't know was that she was going to steal half of my essay and then tell people that I copied her. And when I heard that, I confronted her on the blacktop during recess and I pushed her. And I said, why are you telling people I stole your essay when you asked to read mine? She then told the teacher that I punched her, which I didn't do, but I happily pushed her, and I'm fine admitting that. Neither of us ended up really getting in trouble, but if I remember correctly, both of our essays got pulled from the competition, which I was obviously upset about. And that was actually the beginning of a long string of events with this particular person. But I bring that up because the reason she was so easily believed by our teachers is the same reason that these boys around Nolan Wells are being believed right now. When you grow up in a predominantly white area, a lot of people are never taught accountability. They're not taught that they have to tell the truth. They're taught to keep the peace, and they're taught that the rules were made for them. These boys have no reason to tell the truth.
Right.
Because no matter what, they know people will believe them. The accusations now that Nolan was heavily drinking are specifically designed to blame the victim. We do this all the time because of the way the systems in this country work. When it comes to patriarchy, when it comes to race, when it comes to culture, there is one dominant demographic that will always be believed no matter what the story is. Mm-hmm. And even after the truth does come out, there's never really a retraction. There's never a real apology. It just kind of goes away. Trying to paint Nolan as someone who is drinking has nothing to do with the fact that he is dead and nobody knows what happened to him. It's a deflection. And it's a very specific kind of deflection that this country has perfected. You make the victim the problem. You make the dead black boy the one with the questionable behavior. They're shifting the focus from what happened to him to what he may or may not have done.
Yeah.
In this country, Black people don't get innocent until proven guilty. That privilege belongs to other people. White people who are the perpetrators, who are actually the guilty ones in certain situations, get the benefit of the doubt automatically. They get people saying, let's wait for all of the facts. We don't get that. We are guilty the moment someone points a finger at us, and we are the problem even when we are the victim. As someone who grew up around white people who would do those things to me, say things to me, and then turn around and make it seem like it was my fault, that is an experience I know that almost every Black person that grew up around white people has had, even if they didn't grow up around white people.
Right.
Please teach your kids to be better. Teach them not to lie to protect themselves. If you raise them not to be racist and to not do the wrong thing in the first place, they won't need to make up a story to cover it.
Or they won't end up like Austin Metcalf. That's what won't happen. And it ain't just us saying it. Even she ain't got her name up there, but they know it too.
Tatum, TMZ, and ABC are gaslighting you. They cut off the beginning part of the audio so you can't hear what is actually being said. Many sound engineers went in and made it clear so we can hear what they are saying. Now, why is everyone mad at me for asking questions on Brandon Tatum's videos that he's posting? He's impeding an investigation. Where is the audio in that video? Does it match up with Warren's spliced interview that he did? Because according to him, he last saw Nolan at 3 p.m. But then he goes on to say when the boat's going down, his
okay, apparently Mason don't know the rules. Mason, you can troll all you want, but if you put all of them goddamn happy faces in here, I'm gonna have one of my mods escort your ass out. Now behave yourself, boy, before you gone. Okay? We don't need all your it take you a long time to even do that, you little dweeb. Happy face, happy face, happy face, happy face, happy face. We don't need that. We grown, fam. We don't need all them emojis. Are you like 10?
buddies are saying, Nolan, get the F on the boat. Well, can you hear that in the audio? Is that before or after? Because they also said there were 3 boats back. Not to mention, we can hear Bart being called out, who wasn't supposedly even in the area for over a year and who is also supposedly dating Katie before. And look at that. I went through all that without making it a race thing. Brandon Tatum, TMZ, and ABC are gaslighting you.
Right.
They cut off the beginning part of the audio so you can't hear what is actually being said. Many sound engineers went in and made it clear so we can hear what they are saying.
Right.
Now, why is everyone mad at me for asking questions on Brandon Tatum's videos that he's posting? He's impeding an investigation. Where is the audio in that video? Does it match up with Warren's spliced interview that he did? Because according to him, he last saw Nolan at 3 p.m. But then he goes on to say when the boat's going down, his buddies are saying, Nolan, get the F on the boat.
Yep.
Well, can you hear that in the audio? Is that before or after? Because they also said there were 3 boats back. Not to mention, we can hear Bart being called out, who wasn't supposedly even in the area for over a year and who is also supposedly dating Katie before. And
damn, she spilled all the tea just real nice and concise. That's see, now we getting down to the nitty. It's coming on now. Every day, a little drip, a little drip. And we've been saying it for the longest time. It's about that girl. Cause and we, you know who gave it away though? It was Warren and it was Trace that gave it away because they both had something to say about Katie. Like they just couldn't let it go. Like they even had to make it known. Yeah, I said something slick to him about Katie. Then and Warren was like, yeah, he was over there cradling Katie. Like they was both about to have a heart attack about that. Purple flower, hey. Yeah, man. It's super Susperian. They did it though. We didn't do that. That was them. We didn't listen, y'all. Just let's be clear. We didn't do any of the actions that got them to this point right now. We didn't do none of this. We just observed and we're putting the ones and the twos together. That's all. We ain't do none of this. Think about it. We don't have to jump to conclusions because we can just see what they're doing. The conclusions is right there. Now, I like sis because she been coming with the read between the lines. She say Jackson County Deep State Mafia covered Nolan's death up. Check her out now. Now listen.
These people are moving like B613 because what we are dealing with is deep south, old money, deep state mafia. Peep this. The reason why everyone's so fucking confused about this Nolan Wells case and the story that they're giving us because it's BS is because from the jump we have been manipulated. They manipulated everybody with lies from the jump. The story does not make sense because this is orchestrated from start to finish. And the cover-up is orchestrated from start to finish because they've done this before.
I told y'all, and I like to say this. They didn't expect that the internet the lawyer dude, Al Sharpton, what's his name? Byron Allen, Tyler Perry, Terrell Owens, Colin Kaepernick. They didn't expect all of that to go on, right? Just think about what they thought it was going to be. They thought it was just going to be, it was no foul play, drowning, over and done with. But no, the pesky, we would have got away with it if it wasn't for those pesky Negroes. Right? So I think she on to something.
There's a network of people that have covered up murders before, and that is why a call was made to see Toe just to put them in a place that they're not at.
Right.
They're not at Horn Island when they make that call. They're somewhere else.
I said that. I thought that. I didn't voice it yet. But I was like, man, was they even on the boat? Because, I don't know, man. Ain't you supposed to hear, I don't know, some waves slapping up against the boat or something in the background on the initial call? I don't know. I don't know. But I said they could possibly not be even calling from the spot. I said that.
A call was made to see Toe just to put them in a place that they're not at. They're not at Horn Island when they make that call. They're somewhere else. But they can't even expose that Nolan left Horn Island and went somewhere else with them because that incriminates too many people. They have to go with the story that Nolan is there and the friends are there. Right. And the friends went from Horn Island back to the private dot. The thing is, y'all don't understand, they're speaking in code. Whoever made that phone call is speaking in code.
How many people's gonna have to say that? We're gonna listen to that call again. But how many people gotta say that? From the OG to Lil Mama. On whole different sides of the spectrum.
Understand, they're speaking in code. Whoever made that phone call is speaking in code. Because the way he goes like, yeah, try Jeffrey. And the lady, Vicky, is actually confused. She's not in on it. But she goes and calls the captain, who I now believe, I have reason to believe is in on it. Because the captain immediately goes, oh, I don't really have time to, take on non-members. We're tied up. We're really busy. And she goes, yeah, but he's a member, Jeffrey. The thing is, like, he's trying to play it off because he already knew that the grandpa called. After that is when he says, oh, yeah, the grandpa called and said the son ended up finding, help. They don't need us anymore. Just the way the pilot is the captain is talking, is giving he's in on the whole thing.
Right.
Vicky is not. Vicky is trying, she's in emergency mode, because when you say your boat is sinking, that is an emergency. You don't go, yes, the boat is sinking. We want to get this boat unsunk now. Right. No, you will be like, you will actually be very urgent in your talking, because your boat is sinking. You're dying. Their boat is not sinking. They're speaking in code. Vicky is the middle person that doesn't know what the fuck is going on, but the person who called and the captain know what's going on. The captain's trying to brush it off, but Vicky's like, yeah, they're kids and they're just really scared and I just don't know what's going on.
Right.
Vicky wouldn't let up, so he goes, oh yeah, the grand.
Vicky wasn't trying to lose her damn job. Vicky sounded black on the phone, and Vicky wasn't trying to lose her job about not taking these little white folks' concern serious. If y'all hear the call, Vicky sound like she was black. From a couple of her comebacks and the way she was talking, Vicky sound like she was black, and she deal with snotty white people and white kids all the time. Shout out to TikTok, man. If y'all over there on TikTok, y'all got to come over here to YouTube so y'all can join the conversation, man, because I can't see y'all over there. Vicky sound like she was a black. She sound like she was black though.
It's an emergency. You don't go, yes, the boat is sinking. We want to get this boat unsunk now. No, you will be like, you will actually be very urgent in your talking, because your boat is sinking. You're dying. Their boat is not sinking. They're speaking in code. Vicky is the middle person that doesn't know what the fuck is going on, but the person who called and the captain know what's going on. The captain's trying to brush it off, but Vicky's like, yeah, they're kids and they're just really scared and I just don't know what's going on. Vicky wouldn't let up, so he goes, oh yeah, the grandpa called and he said, yeah, they're, they don't need any help anymore and they fixed it. Let me talk to the grandson, and then I'll talk to the grandpa again. The thing is, the guy that called hung up for some reason, but yeah, they're trying to get Vicky out the way. Vicky don't know what the fuck going on. The captain do though. That is cold, because most likely they were going to find a way to take Nolan's body somewhere else. That's what people are not getting. And that was what was stumping me, because I was like, what the fuck is the point of making this call? Okay, give them an alibi to put them on Horn Island when they're not there. But then, why would they go out their way? Because the sea tow people, they're actually cleanup crew, y'all. They clean shit like this up. They take boats with bodies and place them in other islands and have other people involved, so that these people can make sure there's nothing suspicious about the body, handle the body correctly so no fingerprints can be attached to them whatsoever, and then at their convenience, strategically plant the body somewhere else, so that when the police officially finds it, it can look like the accident it's not.
Right.
We talk about how these motherfuckers cover up black deaths,
and y'all know that the body was so-called found by an anonymous officer. They said it was an anonymous officer. We don't even know who found the body, really. And remember, even when the dude in the plane was like, when he was flying the plane, first of all, why are you up there flying the plane on the 6th anyway, after the whole thing was on the 5th? But that's another story. But remember, he was flying the plane, and he's talking about he's seen a bunch of officers down there, but he ended up somehow getting pictures of the body. Remember, the Coast Guard, the Cajun Navy dude had pictures of the body, talking about, I'm gonna get him pictures to the family if they want them. The sheriff is part of the cleanup crew. But she cooking though. Don't tell me we ain't got no great black minds. Don't tell me that. She cooking.
And place them in other islands and have other people involved, so that these people can make sure there's nothing suspicious about the body, handle the body correctly so no fingerprints can be attached to them whatsoever, and then at their convenience, strategically plant the body somewhere else, so that when the police officially officially finds it, it can look like the accident. It's not. We talk about how these motherfuckers cover up black deaths, and you don't understand it's a fucking system. I refuse to believe they were all sloppy and slapdash. Now, the person calling slow because he not understanding that they could hear the commotion. That was his fuck up. But he's doing that on somebody's orders. There's a reason. Try Jeffrey Akerson. Try Jeffrey Akerson. If that's your grandpa, you'd be like, yeah, we have a membership, and it's my grandpa, and da-da-da. Try Jeffrey Akerson. It's given, somebody told you, say this particular name, and it's going to be a code for something. It's going to, you know, like.
Jeffrey Akerson do sound sus as hell. I ain't even gonna lie, though. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Come on, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and take another listen then. I guess that's all we got to do. My brother say he got it locked down. Check it out. Arrest everybody.
Judge, I don't trust them investigators, and I don't trust them kids. At this point, the only person I do trust is the good sister, Janetta Brantley. Just take a quick look at her credentials because she's probably been as important as anybody to us knowing anything about what really happened out there. With her skills as an audio engineer, she cleaned up the background noise and created a transcript of what she believes she heard during that initial call. You can go to her page and listen to it for yourself, but you can look at this transcript here of what she was able to retrieve. Can we cover it up? Yeah, I thought about that. Oh, someone says you killed him. Someone says he's already dead. Is he dead? Yeah. You hear somebody say Nolan, oh my God, so on and so forth. Towards the end, you hear somebody saying, get the F up. You hear somebody say, damn it, Bart. And then you hear somebody say, Nolan's really dead. And I have to share this because the audio you hear on Nancy Grace or on TMZ, the person who did this first was that sister and now has applied pressure to the powers that be to release audio. And they did.
One more time, please.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Now, here's who released this audio.
Nancy, this is coming from the from Mississippi, from the actual official. Okay, when we get into the Mississippi Fish and Wildlife and the reserve putting this out for the public.
This audio is from the Mississippi Division of Wildlife. It's their official audio of that day. Now, mind you, they don't put this audio out until this sister releases the audio, right? Then all of a sudden, the Mississippi Wildlife, they release it. It wasn't the FBI, CIA, detectives, Coast Guard, nobody. It wasn't until that sister released that all of a sudden we got some official audio now. Right. And if this audio is authentic and real, then there's multiple folks that's involved in this cover-up. From the judge, stepmom, to the detectives, to all of them. And on this Tuesday, we still have no indictments, no charges, no arrests. Much love to the Wells family. I don't trust that judge. I don't trust them investigators. And I don't trust them kids.
Was he spitting or was he spitting? You can't tell me we ain't got no great minds. I'm just really not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear any of that. I'm just you know it just don't make no sense. I'll tell you this though, everybody got TMZ on their radar. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Everybody got TMZ all on their radar right now. Check this out.
Hey guys, a huge breakthrough in the Nolan Wells case, okay? TMZ magically, after the first 30 seconds that they edited it out, and the sound was out, it was enhanced, there's all this stuff going on. Go ahead and watch my live. An actual audio-visual veteran of 20 years actually broke down without AI what was true, what was fake, and what was true was horrible, okay? However, conveniently, okay, just conveniently, after new evidence leak, the moment verified audio is literally enhanced and revealed, now TMZ is able to get in contact with all the kids and all the investigators that the district attorney told us to hold off and they can't release information. They're now giving quotes to TMZ. The first 30 seconds were released and sound in house. Also, and keep in mind as we read this breaking story, Nobody is disputing what was heard in the audio. You guys remember when I said this is clean up city and cover up, and as new facts become available, they keep changing the story. Let's get into this, all right? TMZ says evidence shows that Nolan was on the island when the Friends boat left. I said, what's the evidence? A Snapchat, a picture? You better not say two magical witnesses. Spoiler alert, it is two magical witnesses. They said evidence apparently shows Nolan Wells was still on Horn Island when his friends left the boat. TMZ has learned. Sources with direct knowledge on the investigation. Now, remember, the Mississippi DA was like, we cannot release any information or the autopsy to protect the sanctimony. But yet TMZ is flowing all through the law enforcement people getting the deep down on what happened. All right. Sources with direct knowledge of the investigation claims authorities have evidence of Nolan being in the Mississippi Barrier Island after the boat departed on July 4th, which would be a huge development. We're told at least two witnesses who were interviewed by law enforcement say they saw Nolan on the island after the boat headed back to mainland. That's significant for many reasons. TMZ enhanced the audio of Nolan's friend's frantic call for help when the boat was sinking. And people believe they hear someone saying, is he dead? It's not people. It's actually literally on there. Keep in mind, I will say, when TMZ first came out with the audio, they cut out that first 30 seconds where people were lying, is he dead? Is he dead? Keep in mind, TMZ got that from law enforcement and the Marine. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying TMZ is crooked or evil. I am saying that they are mercenaries and they go to the highest bidder, is what I'm saying. But let's keep going. They said, but but our sources tell us people in the boat have heard the enhanced audio and are telling people around them the audio is only panic from the boat sinking. So nobody's disputing what we heard. They're now trying to say that panic, is he dead? Is he dead? Was because they were panicking from the boat sinking. But why were they still on the boat if the boat was sinking? Why didn't they get off the boat? Why did they get on the boat that was actually sinking? Because it started sinking. It started sinking and then they departed. More importantly, right? They say the call is from one of the guys on the boat, Wyatt Preon, not Warren, Wyatt Preon, who called Cito a private tow sources. However, the sources won't elaborate on the specifics of what was said during the emergency call. Our sources also explain that even though Cito was sending a boat to tow Nolan's buddies, a friend in another boat saw the commotion and towed them instead. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. If that's the case, why didn't the grandpa actually alert Wyatt about the change of plans instead of playing cleanup with the Cito company behind his back? It doesn't make sense. Wyatt just got off the phone with his granddaddy. His granddaddy told him to call Cito and said, I have a membership. And then he called the captain and said, never mind, but didn't alert his grandson why they're panicking about a boat drowning. I mean, sinking. Okay. Right. More importantly, and this is important, again, nothing makes sense, right? And also, who's the person that told them? Who's the person that told them? How to get unsunk? I don't believe anything these people are saying.
Not at all.
And also, the sources wouldn't elaborate on the specifics of what was said during the emergency call. So y'all, TMZ can find everybody on the boat. TMZ knows everybody on the boat. What is this evidence that you say that no one was on the island besides two witnesses that saw him on the island afterwards? Mind you, there were hundreds and hundreds of people. You mean to tell me in hundreds and hundred people, when nobody's going into the island, everybody's just on the beach, you didn't see Nolan, which was probably one of a handful of black men there. Out of 300 or 400 people, no one saw Nolan or even a black man except for two people. All right. Okay. I love the way TMZ is really pushing for answers. All right. They said Nolan's self-described best friend Warren Hudson recently told Officer Django that he last saw Nolan at 3 p.m. that day, but claims he talked to somebody personally who saw him at 6 p.m. on the island. First of all, the sun went down at 7:54 on Horn Island, went completely down. That means it was in twilight around 6 p.m. Who did Nolan say he was going to ride back with? And now you're saying you have a mysterious friend that saw Nolan at 6 p.m.? Who? And also, there is maritime law. Whoever agreed to give Nolan a right back had a responsibility to make sure he was on the island. How in a deserted island and nobody goes past the beach? Where was Nolan? How did a whole island leave with 300 and 400 people and Nolan didn't have a right back? And also Warren, his so-called best friend, had no. He did not care whether Nolan was on the boat or not. Anyway, he insists he and his friends weren't even the last people to see Nolan, alleging there were still dozens and dozens on boats around the island when they left. Okay. He said, his friend group told Nolan to get on a boat when they were leaving, but he decided to hang back. So if you left around 4:30, then how come you guys didn't see Nolan? You're saying that only people saw Nolan at 3 p.m. You had to see them when the friends were saying, Nolan, come on. Also, if you see where the boats are docked, the friends could have not told Nolan to come on without you hearing them scream or even seeing Nolan.
Right.
Also, you had to tell them it's a best friend. You ain't tell your best friend to come on. All right. Listen, this is just so weird. This whole thing, they need to just wrap this up and bring up charges because it's literally a bunch of morons trying to, as the facts keep expanding, they keep trying to expand their story to encompass the facts, and it's just not making sense. Okay? It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. But Illy Lily on Philly actually said this, and they said this is a wild article with convenient timing. The audio being released really screwed up their stories and timelines, and now they're scrambling and everyone's talking to TMZ. And it's TMZ playing lawyer for them. I still can't get over how TMZ of all places intentionally edited out the most important part of that phone call and is now playing defense attorneys for them. Again, this article was just released. This is breaking news, y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments. Stories developing. There's an actual psychologist, licensed mental health professional that's actually breaking down stuff that I think I want to hook up to the story. Make sure you turn your notifications on. Promise. I'm going to have, by the time you're finished watching this, I should have the other video up. But you guys, this case is falling apart. Thank for the evil people. Thank goodness. And it looks like we are going to get justice for Nolan Wells very, very, very soon.
I like the way she break that down, boy. I'm gonna tell you right now. Listen here. Let me also explain just a little something here. First off, let me shout out to the top fans on each channel. We got Tanea on J Lava. We got Reflex. We got Mortal Men. We got Jarvis. We got Purple Flower 26. Shout out to y'all, top fans on this here young episode. Let me see. Let me go on over here to the Keep It P. Let's see who rocking on the Keep It P real quick on the real quick side of the game. We got a who on the leaderboard over there? We got Mr. Lake Show 11. What's up, homeboy? I seen you tap in earlier too, Playboy. Holding it down on the Keep It P side of the game. And then let me go see who on the Raw real quick. Let me check the Raw side out. Who's rocking on the Raw real quick? We got the top fans on the Raw. We got Foxy Butterfly, and we got yours truly, beloved. Shout out to y'all in there rocking and rolling. I feel y'all. I just want to, give y'all a little round, you know what I'm saying? Because I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I could be talking to myself. They're really messing up with these pictures, with all of this little information that they coming with. They really, Mr. Lakes, I appreciate you. This fakery that they coming with, check it out.
TMZ and Officer playing in our face. Y'all are playing in our face yet again. Cause help me understand how it would make any logical sense that the photo that you're showing us of the boys allegedly being towed on the boat could be happening at the same time that the emergency call went in.
Right.
Help me understand. I'm just asking. I just need to understand the logic behind this.
We now have new video that shows he was not on the boat after leaving Horn Island.
So in the video, you can see somebody on the phone, and there was an emergency call that, was later released.
I also find it odd that y'all are not referring to the photo as the alleged photo. Y'all are not referring to the photo of the boys being towed on the boat as alleged.
Right.
So y'all have confirmation that that is actually from that day? TMZ, who says allegedly like nobody else in the world and has lawyers on their team.
Right.
Y'all didn't think to say that it was alleged?
Right.
It's getting weird. At this point, it's getting weird. TMZ and officer playing in our face. Y'all are playing.
It is getting super weird. Look, everybody can't be talking about the exact same thing. There's no possible way that everybody is saying the exact same thing. Like we're all like we all must be must be dumb. Hold on. Now we got little hot mama, little Nikki walking down the Ave, and she gonna share a thing or two because she got something to say about the Nolan Wells case.
This Nolan Wells case is shocking, but we shouldn't be surprised.
Right.
What in the heck is going on in Mississippi? Racism. We know that.
Yeah.
But, Nancy Grace has entered the arena and she's asking a lot of great questions. She's like, basically, after a crime and there are a lot of people involved, they separate the people and they interview them. They read them their rights. They record them. They get their stories on record. And there you go. Did that happen in Mississippi?
Nope.
They just let these kids go home to play Fortnite and to talk on the phone about what their story was and what they were going to do. I don't quite know if they did that or not, but right off the bat, that judge lady was like, oh, there's no wrongdoing here. How the hell do you know? There hasn't been an investigation. Are they doing things according to how things are supposed to be done to solve homicides? Granted, they declared Nolan's death an accident before we even knew it was an accident. But shouldn't they have been talking to those kids and getting their statements and stuff? Did they do that? And then lie detector tests and stuff? I don't know. It just seemed like some basic shit ain't happening in Mississippi and we shouldn't be surprised. But I'm stuck like glue to this situation.
Yeah.
What it seems like to me is a collusion on a major scale. Everybody's involved in some type of cover-up.
Yeah.
The parents.
Yeah.
Judges.
Yeah.
Law enforcement.
Yeah.
Something just ain't right. In the words of the great poet Keith Sweat.
Right.
Don't like what I said? Kiss my sunshine.
All right. Now, you heard what she said now. I mean, we all got this telepathy thing going on. It's like everybody's thinking the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's thinking the exact same thing. Now look, I want now sometimes I gotta bring these other conversations to y'all, right? One switch. Welcome to the channel. This is how we do it. Listen, I gotta bring these other conversations to y'all, right? Listen how they talk and what the logic is. Same conversation we all been talking about, but listen how they speak about it, and we're gonna bust it down as it go along.
Now there is an audio.
Oh, hold on.
Now there is an audio in which one of the boys of the Friends, which he originally went on there with, was headed back and they called like their AAA boat towing company.
I heard that.
And he said, we're sinking, we're taking in water, we need a tow. And you hear the woman say, oh, what's your tow now? What's your membership number? And then they said, do you need the Coast Guard? And he goes, no, we don't need the Coast Guard. We just need the tow. This audio gets shared everywhere. And it's the beginning of that call before the woman working at the tow place answers. There's some grumbling talking. And now someone with enhanced audio experience said,
someone, it's a black woman. You could have did your research just like everybody else on the internet does. Someone. Y'all see that slight little dig?
Said, I've, listened to it and I've run it through AI and this is what I'm hearing them say.
Yeah.
Which you hear, according to what is all over, is someone being like, Nolan, is he fucking dead? Wake up, Nolan. And the other guy's like, hey, yeah, we just need a tow and how many people are there? There's 8 or 7 or 8. So they're like, oh my God, there was 8, and they.
But see, hold up. Even she can't deny. She's probably finna try to make a case against it, but she can't deny what she heard. Let's not skip over that.
Dumped his body and this and that.
So what are they saying, that he might have gotten into a fight with somebody?
Yes, like either there was a fight and they killed him, or
because I heard he was talking to a girl. They were
right.
Look, they got to bring up the girl. The white guy is definitely finna bring up the girl. He's definitely finna bring up Katie. I heard he was talking to a girl. That's what I heard. I heard he was cradling somebody's buns. That's what I heard. I heard he was in the water getting busy. They be emphasizing that girl, don't they? I just want y'all to notice that.
So now if you believe that he was on this boat going back,
yeah,
then the theory is, if you believe that this audio is true, then the theory is they knew he died. They either killed him or he accidentally died and they didn't tell anybody. And then they threw his body over the boat. Then the tow people take
that. Hold up, but stop right there. Look how she tried to look, because it's really plain and simple and it stops right there. And there's really no more to be said about it. That's really it right there. Stop right there. There's really no more. It's over with. You're done. That's it. Either they murked him or he succumbed to some fictitious drowning or whatever. These large amounts of drugs or whatever. And they didn't tell it. That's it. But notice how she tried to skip, bip, dop, dip, and dance right on past that. It can't be that. It must be much more.
Then the theory is they knew he died. They either killed him or he accidentally died and they didn't tell anybody. And then they threw his body over the boat. Then the tow people.
Nobody say threw his body. Nobody said that.
People take the boat, they go back and enjoy 4th of July and don't tell anybody, and then remove all of their social media and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And have a bond like, I know what you did last summer, and we're going to take this to our graves.
Right.
That
sounds about right. That sounds about right to me. Sounds about right to me. I know what you did last summer. The ideas from those movies don't come from nowhere. Don't look. She trying to make it seem fictitious and all that. What is this? I didn't know what you did last summer. Yeah, exactly. Mississippi style. What are you talking about, lady? It can't be possibly. I know what you did last summer. Can't possibly be that.
And we're going to take this to our graves.
Right.
That's that theory. The other theory is they removed their social media and all that stuff because they were immediately being bombarded because he was missing for like 30 hours. They're immediately getting bombarded.
That was nobody theories but y'all's. The other theory, no, don't try to equate the two because the two are vastly different. That nobody had that theory. So look how they trying to be the victim now. Because we were getting bombarded and you guys were just how was you getting bombarded? You can't have it both ways. You wasn't getting bombarded until we knew your social media was gone, thus you couldn't get bombarded. Because everybody had a little slither of faith that Cuz was somewhere until it was officially known that he was gone, and that was on the 6th. Then we started looking at y'all funny like that. We was looking at you funny already, but wasn't nobody speaking up. But y'all wasn't getting no damn bombarded. Oh, he's getting bombarded, and they had to get rid of their social medias. You're lying. You're lying. But look at these tactics, though, with the reverse on the reverse grip side of the game. And now, oh, I'm a victim. They were just getting bombarded. They were.
That theory. The other theory is they removed their social media and all that stuff because they were immediately being bombarded because he was missing for like 30 hours. They're immediately getting bombarded from the internet because he's black and they're white. And their parents and everybody just said, remove your social media because you could have been drinking on there. You could have been like, just remove it.
Oh, now it's excuses.
And
was there any drugs in his system or anything like that?
They have not said that there was.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't.
Look, because he needed to be. Was there some drugs there? Where was the drugs at? Look how they looking for an opportunity to try to demonize him. They drinking for them, but for Nolan, was there some drugs? Where was the drugs at? I know it was some drugs. Little Buster. Where the drugs?
We personally, I don't think we know that, but move it. And
was there any drugs in his system or anything like that?
They have not said that there was.
Okay.
Yeah, we personally, I don't think we know that, but they were drinking like White Claws and stuff. I mean, but it still was only 4:00. And so from the beginning, I was like, I think they feel like shit because they didn't communicate well with their friend. And then he ended up either being stranded or drowning or whatever. And they didn't know about it.
They were so concerned about their friend that they made a world tour with Muhammad, my man, in the same boat that was supposed to be sinking, going down. We in 31 feet of water. We going down. Do you need the Coast Guard? No. Okay. Then y'all rolls all around the world in 180 days. Now, once did you say, dang, you know what? We got Nolan's phone, man. Let's take homeboy. Let's go and see what's up with Nolan. Let's go and see, take him his phone back. We good now. Obviously. Do you see how this snake lady tried to explain for these kids, dog? That's sickening right there. Y'all have a sickness. That's a sickness right there. Did you hear what she said? No. So maybe, just maybe.
They feel like shit because they didn't communicate well with their friend. And then he ended up.
They didn't communicate with their friend.
From the beginning, I was like, I think they feel like shit because they didn't communicate well with their friend. And then he ended up either being.
And he's like, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And so from the beginning, I was like, I think they feel like shit because they didn't communicate well with their friend. And then he ended up either being stranded or drowning or whatever. And they didn't know about it. But other people would say, no, they know. And they're staying silent.
Exactly.
And this was a big cover up, whatever it is. And why isn't anyone just telling the truth? I personally just don't think that 7 to 8 kids.
Somebody cracks when you got
But
7 or 8.
7 or 8. I mean, 7 or 8 kids is a lot.
That's what I'm
to
saying.
not have one person go, I need to tell you what fucking happened. Now,
you know how y'all be on code. Shut up. Quit it. Did y'all see the mental gymnastics they was trying to go through to justify that bull stuff? Y'all see that? I just don't think little Timmy and Bobby and those guys, they just couldn't do such a thing. I just don't think. Girl, if you don't shut up, you know man. That's why I be playing this, man. You said who paid these people? Man, I don't, man. This crazy work. It's the mental gymnastics for me, though. I got to twist and turn and figure out how not to demonize my folks because this looks really bad. And however I got to twist it and victim blame and victim shame, we just, the problem, they just didn't communicate well with their friend. That's it, and then they left him there and, he just so happened not to be able to get back, just, what did I have to do with that, And then they keep bringing up this drown thing. And all I'm saying is, did he drown trying to swim after the boat? Did he walk around the island and get and consume every drug and every drink and say, you know what? I'm gonna swim home. Those guys left me without a phone and I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna swim home. Let me swim home. I'm bad Nolan Wells. And I'm a swimming. Uh-oh, I'm finna drown. Blah, 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 blah. That's how they imagine it happening. That's how they want us to think it happened. Y'all think y'all just gonna leave me on the island? Nope. I can swim back right now. Watch me go. Feet don't fail me now. Well, why don't you guys wait till all the information comes out? Why don't you wait till the investigation is done? It's the investigation. Delora, that's you feel me? Thanks for the jewels. You feel me though? Cause they still ain't told me, or y'all still can't convince me, busters in the chat. When does this drowning scenario happen? Does it happen during the day when there was the thousands of boats lined up across the island? Did he then now swim out past all the boats and go drown in this washing machine in the high tide? You know what, the rip tide now. You know he could have caught in the rip tide. Watch out for them rip tides. Did he swim past the boats? Was he so distraught that Katie left him on the island? And man, Katie! I'm just trying to figure out when this drowning thing happened. When y'all can explain that to me. Yep, didn't hear no water in the. It didn't sound nothing like no water. You ain't hear no splashing, because if they was moving around on the boat hysterical and taking on water, it definitely would have been some splashing or his foot in the water. You know what I'm saying? Sloshing around trying to panically panic, sloshing of the water on the feet or something, ankle high. She did ask him, where's the water coming to? Is it ankle high? Is it waist high? And what kind of where the water? Yeah, you would hear water hitting across the boat. No, if they was really sinking if they was really sinking in some real deal water, Cuz would have been a little bit more hysterical than that. In the middle of the ocean, they ain't have on no life jackets from the pictures, and it seemed like there's a bunch of people on the boat, like they didn't have enough. You say, exactly, if he did drown, who boat was he on? How did he get to where he was in the water? Then if he washed up days later, nobody saw this. Right. Can't nobody explain how they can't do it. Ain't no explaining how he really drowned. It's a sad thing. It's the kid drowned. Sorry, it's sad. It's just sad. Yeah, they panicked all right about Nolan being dead. Is he dead? Can we cover it up? Nolan! Damn it, Wyatt! Damn it, Bart! Sinking right in BS. What's up, Cayenne Pepper Lady? Man, listen. We've been on the swimming trucks already. We just talking about, obviously the busters and the trolls is in there talking about he drowned. It's just a sad situation. Just he drowned. How, my ninja? How did this happen? When? Before or after he was cradling Katie Buns? Before or after? Okay, all right, cool. Listen, okay, cool. They left Nolan, had boat trouble, everything. They don't know what happened to Nolan after they left him. Still, somebody did something to him. Whether it was Katie and her folks, whether it was whether they brought him to the island to set him up, to leave him with his phone so he doesn't have no communication. They set him up. And they knew what was going to happen. If they didn't do what was going to happen, they knew what was going to happen. I'm saying that too. How about that? I'm just saying, I'm trying to, whatever little benefit of the doubt, whatever, okay, great. It's still a bunch of devils amongst us. And and one of them descended on that boy. Because he ain't just croak himself, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's either or. You like, it ain't even no escaping. And you want to know why? Because all of the moves and the actions that they took when it happened. Which means either they did something or knew something or did something. But now that we found it out that was Bart's old chick, hold on now. Now that we find out that was Bart's old chick, and now she's getting the pretty Tony Pony from Nolan Swelling Wells. She's talking to the big black football kid with the boulder shoulders. We don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. I'm gonna have to drop a dime on that nigga. They had the belly cuz. I don't like that shit. I'm gonna have to drop a dime on them. And who dropped the dime? Warren dropped the dime, and Trayston dropped the dime. They both had to mention to us that they had something slick to say about Katie. About Katie. Look what AI did though. Look at how it turned that. Look how it turned that smile into a sinister, devilish grin. Like it was her job to bait him in there. Right? So either but then that's all. But see, I don't like none of that. You know why I don't like none of that? Because y'all want us to play in our own faces and act like we didn't hear what was on that phone call. Y'all want us to play in our own faces and discredit the blacks. Let me show y'all how much of an impact that phone call made. Wait a minute. Let me show you something. And I mean, if this don't tell you, if this don't show you what it is, kid, on the Wiz Kid side of the game, hold on. Hold all the way on. I got a hold. I gotta hold, and I want you to hold it on. This is real serious right here. Cause I was doing some digging, and something stood out to me. I say to myself, self, why would somebody go to the lengths of putting this up there hold on. What's old girl? I gotta figure out what her name is. I'm drawing a blank real quick. Hold on, real quick. Hold on. I had this shouty, and I know I sent it to myself. Hold on now, y'all. We got to go through this one. We got to. Dang, hold on. Give me 2 seconds now. Give me a couple seconds, because this is the one, and I know. Hold on, let me see if I sent it to somewhere else. Ooh. It say I sent it to the browser, but the browser won't show it. Not they done took the video off. I know I ain't crazy. I know I put the video right there. I know I did that. Man, why they done took the video away, y'all? Why the video gone? The video, I ain't lying to you now. I had it queued up on the boot up and everything. I had it, man. Dang, that's crazy. That joint popped out in real time. But I do have somebody talking about it. But I wanted to read the letter. I wanted to read the letter myself. But I got the video of somebody talking about it, and her wife's. So apparently, the engineer that made the audio has a wife. You know, like they're an LGBT couple, and her wife snapped off on the person who made the disparaging comments about her wife. Oh, it's deep. But check this out.
Mistake. She is the type of white woman who cannot stand when black people stand up for and defend ourselves and use our skills, our voices, and our abilities in order to solve cases, speak up for injustices, demand accountability. So she's upset. The thing is, white people want so desperately to control any kind of narrative that comes out about a situation or a story oftentimes. And please understand, when I say white people, I do not mean all white people. Okay? Not at all. I have met some of the most extraordinary, wonderful people that are not of color that exist on this earth, salt of the earth. So, but I have to say, it's coming out more and more every day that there are seemingly, unfortunately, far more racists than there are non-racist people of color. I have observed it myself throughout my life, and people just aren't trying to hide it anymore. And there's just something about the level of control. They often want desperately to control the narrative. They want to tell Black people what to think. This is what actually happened. This is what, oh, you are misunderstood. In other words, code for it. You're not smart enough to decode what's going on. Let me tell you what to think. Let me tell you what has actually occurred in said situation. And
is that everything that y'all seeing in the chat? Is she busting that down, or is she busting that down?
That's what gets extremely old and tired. Let me give you an example. This is a random example. Doesn't really have anything to do with the situation. But the other day I was at Walmart and I was sitting in in a handicap spot. Now, I had not put my handicap placard on yet because I had not exited my car. But I was getting ready to shortly, but I was finishing up a conversation with someone on the phone, and this white man, and I had my window slightly ajar, and this white man sticks his head into my window and starts screaming at me that he's calling the police right now on me because I'm parked in a handicap spot. And I'm taking that spot away from someone who truly deserves it. Sir, you're calling the police. You're calling the police on me? You didn't want to find out any information. You didn't want to ask me any questions. Not that you have the right to. Just because you're white and I'm Black does not give you the right to police me. And this is what I'm having a real hard time with white America right now. Them feeling that they have the right to police Black people in what we say, in what we do. They're coming for Janetta. Janetta has the right to do whatever she wants on the internet. If Janetta wants to call herself a dog walker and she's never walked a dog in her life, she has the right to do that on the internet. However she sees herself, she can say that's what she is. Now, she is actually qualified to do what she did. She explained the process, even though she did not owe any of you internet sleuths an explanation for her process and what she did, but she did explain herself nonetheless. And for Sarah to come for her, baby, please, you coming for who? How? Why? Stay in your lane, mind your business, and go about your little life. I've had it up to here. I've had it up to here with white people attempting to police us. It's beyond old. It's beyond tired. Stop trying to tell us what we think, what we know, and what is. Stop coming for us, because we're not going to shut up. We are not going to shut up. We've lived through slavery, Jim Crow, all of it, baby. Civil rights era. We lived through it all, and we are not going back. So, bye, girl.
Y'all are gonna have to
Now this is the wife of the engineer that cleaned up the audio.
Y'all are gonna have to just pardon my frustration, pardon my attitude and my energy right now. I'm gonna be as transparent as I possibly can. What I just saw Sarah J. Fields say in response to my wife, Janetta Brantley, doing what she can out of the kindness of her heart to help the Nolan's family has me livid. I want to be clear, and I'm sure Netta's going to comment on her own and speak for herself. Sarah, what you don't understand is that we fear nobody. And we are probably two of the most honest people that you will ever come across. There is nothing that you can say about our businesses and or our past that will change the truth that's being exposed right now. And I'm so glad that you were salty. I'm so glad that you were upset, because
hold on, I found it, y'all. I found what she said, and I'm gonna read it. We gonna go right down the middle and see what she said, because she had a long ass just a a straight hateristic ass message, dog. Look at this big paragraph she made, and look what she did to that sister, who just simply put out. I'm gonna move myself. Hold on, let me move myself real quick. She put this sister business out there like that to just because she decided to put up a video so these folks can get some transparency about what happened. You know what I'm saying? Today, shorty, man. Every notice they coming out in droves, like they like beehive mentality, like they're all in on it, like they all can't help but speak up and help in, like they gotta help in the lynching too. Like it's wild. It's real wild. Hold on, there's some very small letters. Let me try to get them up some. But it says, now this is the racist talking. Check it out. This is the racist talking. Think Tethers Dookie's outside. I love that name, Tethers Dookie outside. Oh my god, that's funny. Anyway, and who else hit me? Oh, Jamal. Okay, I'll make sure I said thanks, Jamal. Check this out. This is what she said. I mean, we're gonna run through this real quick. Meet Jeanette Bradley. She's a self-proclaimed audio engineer who took a raw boat distress call and enhanced it until people started hearing phrases like, "You killed him," and "Nolan, wake up." She has repeatedly accused Nolan Wells' friends of murdering him and has publicly called for his arrest. Her self-editing audio has now taken the internet by storm and has essentially become the dog whistle for people who were already targeting and harassing Nolan's young friends. Jeanette and her wife, Ashley, described themselves as serial entrepreneurs, filmmakers, holistic herbalists, social media influencers, and founders of Houston-based communities, so-called Audio Done Right. They also described their business as ADR School. My team confirmed through Texas Security State that they neither Audio's Done Right nor ADRS. School is registered as Texas business entity, right? She goes on to say, I got to read it like that because she sounds so smug saying it. She goes on to say, my team has also discovered the SMART, S-M-A-R-T Vegan LLC, for which Jeanette Bradley is listed as a registered agent and inactive with the state, Texas State of Texas Security Estate. State records show that the entity franchise tax and involuntary ended, and its right to transact business in Texas has been forfeited. Despite that, products are still being offered for sale through the business website, raising obvious questions on whether the business is properly authorized to continue operating in Texas. Now, man, what the hell does that got to do with her fixing this goddamn audio? What that got to do with that, shorty? What that got to do with that, shorty? What that got to do with that? Public records also show that Jeanette Bradley has her own criminal history. She pled guilty to a Class B misdemeanor terroristic threats charge in Baraza County and was also sentenced to 3 days in Baraza County jail. Yeah. Court records also show that she later is entitled to Nolo Confederate no contest plea to a Class B misdemeanor theft charge involving property valued at $50 to $500, for which she again received 3 whole days. Really? Do y'all hear this, broad? Do you hear this, broad? Nothing burger sandwiches. Nothing burger sandwiches, nothing burger fries with that new secret nothing burger sauce. Followed down by a diet nothing burger. The theft case file also references to a trespassing warning issued by Popeye's Fried Chicken in Alvin, Texas. Googly eyes. Because you know they love that chicken. Oh my God. Do you see all the mayo slathered all over this post? She's slathering mayo all over the post for no reason. Meanwhile, this is the person in the internet racists and the activists have chosen to trust for accusing grief teenagers of murdering based on edited audio file that she created herself. Before people continue spreading accusations and they have targeted innocent young adults, they should consider credibility of a person who manufactured audio that stated that the latest wave of this online harassment. As usual, I come with receipts. Can't even stay black. Which are in the comments. She thought she did her big one too. Guess who the next one that's finna be a devil? Guess who the next one is finna be a devil? Guess who the next one finna be? I guess I got two. Two coming up tomorrow. Two devilinas. Coming right up for y'all. Did I nail that voice or did I not nail that voice? Did y'all feel the smug nastiness coming from my voice? On how was that a Becky for real? Did I give y'all Becky vibes? Was that a cool little Becky voice? Did I get her? Now this is her wife snapping off to about what she said. Her wife clapped back. So her wife must be the man in the situation because she's taking up for her wife. And you ain't going to be talking about her wife. Keep her wife name out your mouth.
We are not going back. So, bye, girl.
Y'all are gonna have to just pardon my frustration, pardon my attitude and my energy right now.
Because you're trying to be a poised man. I get you, bruh. You gotta stand up about your that's your bra. That's your girl. You don't let nobody talk about your thing. Tell us how it go.
I'm gonna be as transparent as I possibly can.
All right now, all right.
What I just saw Sarah J. Fields say in response to my wife, Janetta Brantley, doing what she can out of the kindness of her heart to help the Nolan's family has me livid.
Livid, bruh?
I want to be clear, and I'm sure Netta's going to
She want to be clear. Crystal.
Comment on her own and speak for herself. Sarah, what you don't understand is that we fear nobody. And we are probably two of the most honest people.
Now, what she's saying in Black Talk is, my heart don't pump no Kool-Aid ninja. I come through and air this out. I don't play that about my gal, man, about my old lady. That's what she really meant to say. Go ahead.
That you will ever come across. There is nothing that you can say about our businesses and or our past that will change the truth that's being exposed right now. And I'm so glad that you were salty. I'm so glad that you were upset.
Basically, what she's saying is you can run your mouth about my business all you want to. You ain't going to be satisfied till I run my fist across your jawline. And run and tell that. Go ahead.
Because people like you deserve to lose. Another clarification, because what lying people like to do is try to shift the goalposts. My wife never claimed to be a professional audio investigator, crime investigator, or anything like that. What's so
Right.
beautiful about what she did was she's an average person, just like me and you, because I know you think that you're not, but just like me and you, she's the average citizen who was concerned about a case to which another innocent black male has been slain and wanted to do what she could to help as an audio engineer in the entertainment industry.
Basically, what she said was, my wife know what the she doing. Don't you ever question my wife. You can't never get on our level, biatch. She do what she do, and she do it well, and she don't need you sticking your little snow roach vibes on what we talking about. Go ahead, tell him, sister, bruh.
Not once did she ever claim to be a professional forensics investigator. Not once did she claim that she did any forensic work. What she claimed was that as an audio engineer, she did what she knew how to do, what she's been doing for her.
She been doing this. She ain't new to this, she true to this. And you need to put some respect on her name. Keep my wife's name out your mouth before it be something. That's what she really saying.
Her entire career, in which was cleaning up audio to where things that were not initially able to be heard were now heard.
Don't get mad because she can do something you could never dream about doing. I see the jealousy in your heart. And you lucky I'm just saying it over this here internet before I have to pull up on you.
If your position is so strong, why are you lying? And if you think that you're about to bully us from telling the truth and from continuing to share and stand for the justice for the Nolan family, and not just Nolan, but also Carmelo, you are grossly mistaken.
And if you think you're going to keep talking, look, if you think you're going to keep talking like you talking, don't be surprised when I pull up. I say what I want to say, and I said what I said, and I meant that. Straight like that is what she said. On the quick translation side of the game. I'm just saying she chosen. That's how we do it over here. Hit that like and subscribe. Make sure you y'all got to put on them bells for notifications now. So y'all can hop on in when I get on in here. I usually go live every day around, if I do one in a day, it's around like 12 o'clock. But I'm for sure in the dough around 3 to 5 o'clock. Around that time, 3, 5 o'clock, something like that. I'm in the dough. I might even have to do a late night taste like tonight. Just had to get on in here and spin a bin real quick. It must be some of our people's day off because I ain't noticed them in the chat tonight. Which is good, you know what I'm saying? Which is good. But I had there was a couple more important points that I wanted to get to that the people was talking about. I even had let me go ahead and get this out the way too. Now, after everything we've been talking about, your boy race bait him. I say and do whatever Master say me do, Tatum. He comes up with the follow-up after the videos is out. Listen to this.
What I was told, and you guys, please take in consideration that It's reliable sources. However, the only way to prove the truth in this is if I see it with my own eyes, if the law enforcement have the investigation of this, and also when the toxicology results come out. But people are messaging me and telling me that there is heavy drinking and there's cocaine involved. And there's a particular person whom I know this person's name. I'm not going to disclose it. I'm going to go to the police first. And then.
Oh, so you wasn't saying that during the interview, Buster. Now all of a sudden there's some drugs involved. All of a sudden. All of a sudden.
I will disclose it if it doesn't interfere in the investigation.
What?
But this person allegedly.
It's information. If you trying to help your boys out, why ain't you telling?
Involved. And there's a particular person whom I know this person's name. I'm not going to disclose it. I'm going to go to the police first. And then I will disclose it if it doesn't interfere in the investigation. But this person allegedly was offering people cocaine, and someone close to Nolan, one of his friends, told me that this person was offered cocaine and rejected it from this person. And I was also told, and this person told me that it's over 100% chance that Nolan was using cocaine during this period of time. This person said it was 150% sure that when the toxicology comes back.
Now, wait a minute, y'all. Hold on now. I know some of y'all say get out of here, right? But don't y'all remember I said that somebody might have gave Nolan the Fent pack? I was a little out there a little bit, but he's still telling. Okay, so somebody offered him cocaine and he didn't take it? No, because that's what it is. He didn't take it and they got to fighting because they thought he was too good. Or you the star athlete, or you don't use drugs, or you got Katie, or what you think you too good. I could see that though. I could see that. I could see that though. See, you got to dig in between the lines. They think they saying something else. Cause check this out. If they all in it, it wouldn't be nothing for the medical examiner to come back and say they got any type of drug in the system. They could do that. You think they don't got dirty sample laying around for the occasion? And guess what? If so, all right, fine. Nolan was Tony Montana. Fine. Nolan walked around with a brick on him. Great. Still, he was on that boat when he took a bump and died, and y'all didn't do nothing. Fine. Great. You can have it. Y'all still didn't do nothing. Yeah, if he could have had 2 keys in his book bag. Okay. Great. The funny thing, they keep trying to spin different scenarios, but it's all still leading to y'all didn't do what y'all supposed to do. No matter what you say. Right, if nothing else, it's definitely a cover-up. Period, point blank. Like, okay, Nolan was the Yakuza. He had the plug. He was supplying everybody. He sold everything. on this day, no other day, the 4th of July, he gets so high that he blacks out. He gets a heart attack. He, whatever. Okay. That happened on the boat, and y'all left him for dead. Cool. I'm just saying, like just make this scenario make sense, dog. Yeah, it's a lot of holes. So now he got too high off of coke, and y'all kicked him over the side of the boat, and he drowned and floated up on the. Okay, they still did something. Oh, he hit the whole cocaine, and they went and hid the body and dumped it later. He still did something. He was on the boat, and everybody was doing the coke, and they said, Nolan, it's your time to do the coke, and Nolan said no, and so they beat him up because he didn't want to do the coke. They still did something. Y'all can't flip and twist and spin this one. And Mr. Race Baiting right here ain't helping.
That Nolan will have cocaine in his system. Now, again, taking into consideration, this is somebody telling me this. I'm not saying it's me. I'm not saying it. I'm not able to verify it. But from the sources that...
Then why are you saying it? What are you talking for? Why are you saying it with so much conviction? Like you finna give us the bombshell truth. You setting it up like this the gospel. Why are you talking?
That I'm getting it from has been consistent, verifiable sources.
To who? How's it consistent, verifiable sources, but you can't verify it? This ninja just be talking the talk, man. He is one smart dummy. He's a double speak. Did you hear what he said? I can't verify it, but it's consistently verified. I'm telling you now.
Thus far, and hadn't been wrong about nothing.
You and all the information that you have said so far, sir, you've been wrong about quite a few things. I know. You like, it's so weird, I can't take it. But no, we got to hear these other sides, man. We got to hear this. Bottle of whiskey in the background, right? You got to hear this.
So there's a possibility that there's a person that Nolan may have been around or interacted with that is giving cocaine to people on this island, that Nolan may have taken the cocaine. And
we can't say it was Nolan that was doing that had the drugs, but Nolan knew the plug. It was Nolan that knew the plug. He had all the drugs. That right. Kilo, half ounces, grams. Nolan had it all.
then also, I received a DM.
Uh-oh.
From someone DMing another person.
So I got a DM from somebody that DM somebody. I got a DM from the DM now.
Now I'm trying to leave these names out because I
really don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to just explain for the white boys.
I want to not mess this investigation up.
Nigga, you done that already.
think law enforcement already have this.
You done that thoroughly already. Matter of fact, you know what, y'all? We need to give Race Batum Tatum a round of applause. I know y'all like, damn, Jay, you tripping. No. If he wouldn't have done this interview, we wouldn't have had all these jewels. He is helping the black community unintentionally, thinking he clowning the black community, thinking he hurting the black community. He has helped tremendously, y'all. I mean, this guy's a modern day saint. This guy has helped quite a bit. Without this man, we would not have so many jewels.
That alluded to the fact that, and I messaged this person because I want to talk directly to the person that I saw the DM from. And we haven't talked to this person yet. But the person said in the DM to another kid that is associated, not any of the kids that I interviewed to talk to.
Now we got another kid now. This ain't nobody y'all heard from and talked to now. We got another kid that DM somebody with the DM. And then they sent it by wire. They mailed it, stamped it, telegram. Then they sent a Yahoo email. It said you got mail, and then boom, there we go. We know now.
But that could be associated to some degree that knew Nolan, that this person wrote a message.
Oh, you not talking about no Nolan like Tristan and Tristan and Warren did. You're not talking about know him like that. You talking about a DM from a DM that somebody. So basically, somebody just went to the school. Because I know you're not talking about like they knew him.
Saying, me and my husband saw you arguing with Nolan, and to the effect of you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. Now, the person.
You got to give it to him, though. He know how to put some content together, though. You got to give it to him.
The person did not say they saw a physical altercation. The person did not say what time they saw Nolan and this other person getting into an argument. Now, this is after Warren, their boat left.
Let me make sure I tell you now. They were gone. They were nowhere around. I swear to you now. Would I lie on Boy Scouts honor? This guy, man, I wonder how much they actually gave Cuz to be doing all this.
This may be somewhere around a little bit before 6. Right around 6 or a little bit before 6 p.m. Now, according to the autopsy, which I interviewed a medical examiner about this, there is no evidence of blunt force trauma or an evidence that Nolan got into a physical altercation.
He got hit in the back of the neck.
So I'm putting all this stuff together, what people are sending me and all that, and I'm trying to find a neutral point to share with you.
Now you trying to find the one that makes white people feel good, but go on.
What I'm thinking at this point, with all that has been said, is that somebody knows exactly what happened to Nolan, or they saw him right before he died.
You just don't know who it is. But what didn't he go through the other interview telling y'all, man, we know what it is, man. We know all what it is now. We know what it is. We know what happened. This dude is full of crap.
I am not convinced that Nolan was just out there and drowned. It could be. That could have happened. But I'm more convinced now than ever based on what people have been telling me and DMs that I've been seeing, people that have been verified sources, that has to be something with this cocaine, there has to be something with Nolan and a girl, and there has to be something with Nolan potentially being in either altercation with somebody, which would lead me to believe that that person saw Nolan last.
Okay, now I don't know if Officer Tatum Nuts is noted he's doing this, but he is definitely setting up that sacrifice. Yep. He's definitely setting up the fact that them boys led him to his doom. Now, come on now. And guess what? And guess what that still say, y'all? Guess what that still say? They did something. Now they trying to say that they ain't have nothing to do with it. Cool. Cool. That's cool. All right. That's fine. Then it was y'all job. Yeah, Nolan Nino Brown now. Right. I built this. It's the Carter. If I'm going down, somebody going down with me. So, okay. All right, y'all. So they trying hard as a mug to get us to believe that Warren and them, everybody left the boat. All 30 of them on all 3 boats left, and don't nobody know what happened to Nolan after they seen him all cradled up with Katie. That's what they want us to believe, y'all. I mean, because I'm just saying, let's just get to the nitty. The nitty is they want us to believe that Nolan was left on Horn Island with 2 keys and a 24-pack of Modelo. Nolan was on the beach in the sand with a mirror on his lap and a McDonald's straw and a 24-pack of Modelo. Talking about, go ahead. I'ma just stay here. I'll swim back later. They just doing way too much. I mean, it's the cover up is too hard. Yeah, Nolan was sitting on the beach with a mirror, McDonald's straw in one hand, a Modelo in the other, sipping. You know what I'm saying? Just living life on the 4th of July all by himself. Yeah, I'll run this. Yep. He was on sitting on his throne. I'll run this. And you know how we know that's not true? You know how we know that's not true? Let me tell y'all how we know that's not true. Because white people ain't finna leave the drugs. We know that's not true because white people are not going to leave the drugs. Let me say it again. The white people ain't gonna leave the drugs. There's no way they would have left Nolan if he had the pack. If you know white people, they do all the drugs. They've done more drugs than you've ever seen somebody do. White people do the kind of drugs that if you did, you would die immediately. Immediately, especially cocaine. Especially powder. They left the powder. You just can't keep peeing on my head and tell me it's raining, fam. You're not going to tell me that they left the yayo, the fent ball. No. Nigga, let me tell you something. White people travel to the worst of the worst neighborhoods to get that thing. That's what white people don't never have fatigue when it comes to that thing. What's fatigue? Jamal has the pack. We going to the trap to get the pack from Jamal. Fatigue what? Fatigue, you said? What fatigue was you for? What black people? I love black people. Matter of fact, I'm finna really mess y'all up. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for something you never thought about? When they say they got black friends, it's not Nolan. It's the dealer. Dun dun dun. It's the dealer that they're talking about. It's not dudes like Nolan. Dun dun dun. It's not Nolan. It's Jamal in the trap. Crap, man, he's a little high, but he always has some good stuff. Because you know it's the special 8.5 tax. You know they get the special envelope tax. Everybody knows about the envelope tax. There's definitely a snow roach fee. How come they ain't never scared to go down there to the trap and get that yap? You I got you on that one, Chris. I'm just saying, they ain't never scared to go get that yap, but it's the fatigue. I'm just saying. So now Nolan had a backpack full of that Nicaraguan funk, and he was passing out lines, apparently, carrying around a whole keg of Modelo. Apparently, Nolan had all the party favors. And he said, "No, leave me on the island. I'll be good." Man, they ain't leaving that boy if he had that thing. If he had that thing, Nolan was their best buddy. We wouldn't even be talking about this. You know what would have saved Nolan? If he had some of that thing? That would have been the last person they took out. That would have been, Nolan would have been the last person on the radar. If Nolan had that stuff, let me tell you. If Nolan had that stuff, he would be around today. It would have been Tristan. It would have been him. It would have been Mr. Confused for sure. Yeah, he'd be chilling right now. Living his best life. Hell yeah, he would have been VIP. They would have hoisted him up on his shoulders. They would have been walking him all around and Nolan. They would have got, hey, they you know how they get when they get drunk too. When they get drunk, they would have got drunk and got to testifying. Like, Nolan, man, that's my boy, man. Nolan's my bro, man. You can do whatever you want, bro, but you're not gonna touch Nolan, bro. You're not gonna touch him. Not Nolan. You're not gonna touch Nolan, bro. You're not gonna do it, bro. Nolan's with me, okay? I'm telling y'all how this would have went.
And that this other person that's giving people cocaine.
Okay.
So this person giving people cocaine, a girl, Nolan, and
a girl.
Another person that he may have been in an argument with, to me, are people that need to be investigated. And I can say more, but I'm trying not to get
But you lied.
anything messed up in this case because I want justice for Nolan and I want the boys that weren't involved in this to not get caught up in stupidity. So just so you guys know, I know the names of the cocaine person. I believe I know who the girl is. And I know the name of the person that may have been in the argument with Nolan.
Let me guess, you coming out with it on the show, and we need to stay tuned for your show.
And there's nothing conclusive that anybody's telling me where there was violence that occurred. But that does not mean that the violence is ruled out. That does not mean that something could have happened in the water. Another report came to me of someone saying that they saw Nolan with a girl, being intimate in the water.
Here we go with this girl shit again. I told y'all. Did not tell y'all. The apple of their eye. The apple of their eye. I don't know how she keep coming up. It was a girl.
Where it caught their attention, and they believed that they saw Nolan and this girl struggling in the water.
No. He was cradling the bun so much that they were struggling. They was cradling. There's too much cradling. They was struggling.
Not necessarily drowning, but struggling. Like it was obvious enough that the person was concerned when they saw Nolan in the water, and he was with this girl. And that the person explicitly said that they were being intimate, which I don't know what that means as far as just kissing, hugging, cuddling, or something else. But that's what has been told to me.
Do this dude think that he's like what's the point of what he's saying? Is he covering? Do he think he covering up? Because he is telling it all. He tell us We knew it was about that girl. Cocaine Katie. Yup. The little devil mommy. Another Quello, and she'll be okay. Another Quello, and she'll be okay. Yeah, they was in the salt water getting it in. Yep. I told y'all. Did not tell y'all they was moving funny in that salt water. He was caressing them mayo buns for sure. I told you. I told you. The mayo buns was being destroyed in the water. Destroyed. It's all about the mayo buns. I keep telling y'all.
And these sources have been, the sources I think have been legitimized, but what they're saying, I haven't been able to verify. This is just someone saying this, and I'm telling you what I'm hearing. So when the toxicology come back, if there's cocaine in the system, to me, that will validate that these people that have been telling me this are being accurate. And
let's check to see if he's actually getting information from the inside. Because let's not act like we ain't got a judge on the team that had the hotline number going to her joint, okay? Let's add all that together.
And like I said, somebody really close to Nolan made mention that they're almost 100% sure that he may have been partaking in the use of cocaine. And it's unfortunate. I've been knowing this, at least that part for a while now, but I didn't want to put his name out there like that, given the fact that he just lost his life. But now that we're getting more information, the investigation is going further along, I'm just putting it out there. And we shall see if what is being told is accurate. But I'll finish it with this. I'm leaning more towards believing that somebody directly saw Nolan and know how Nolan died.
It's funny that him and TMZ got the same talking points real quick after this audio come out. That's suspicious. Super suspicious.
That's my take on it. I don't think he was just drowning out there messing around. I think that somebody know more than what they're saying. And I don't think it's a lot of people. I think it's a few people that were last on the island with Nolan that know what happened, that seen what happened, or may have knowledge of something that will lead police in the right direction to find out exactly what happened. And I am encouraging you. I know some of y'all names. If it's you, you need to do the right thing. You need to go to authorities. And if you're there and you had nothing to do with it, you definitely need to go to authorities and clear your name.
Do it what? See, he messed up. Do it what? What happened? And if you know, guess what? They know too, dumbass. You're a dumbass. If you know, that means you got it from them and they know. That means they know. That means they know. Dumbass. This dude is a goof troop. Is that not what is that the implication here, y'all? If he know, they know. Talking about I got an anonymous tip through somebody. I don't know. It was and it's credible, but it ain't credible, but it's verified to be credible, and they ain't been wrong yet. But I got a tip through a tip on some tippity tip. What are you talking about, my guy? You're telling it all, Dumbo. Thank you again. This guy, this guy, he's ruining it. And this is an active investigation. Ain't you a cop? Ain't you the po-pose? He ain't moving like he used to be no type of police.
I'll say this: some of these people may have already gone to authorities. I don't know. The authorities won't tell me who they interviewed, so we'll go to that next step when it comes. I want to address Judge Mathis.
But hold on. You don't want to. He didn't even make no sense, y'all. He ain't make no sense. No, not at all. If y'all thought that made sense, do you think that made any lick of sense? I don't think so. Man, that's crazy right there. Yeah, that right there, like he just keeps sticking his foot all the way in his mouth. That's the definition of foot in the mouth. Look, man, even the white dude know what happened. He said Nolan Xavier Wells murked, then dumped. Plain and simple.
White trash saying, y'all. So I'm back on the thing. I'm back on the Nolan Wells. I just listened to the 911 call, and you can clearly hear him saying he won't wake up. Oh my God, Nolan's dead. Then they're saying somebody's chest ain't moving, or it's so distorted. And then they got the remixed version or the edited version where they said they clarified the sound, which nobody really knows if that was a true analyst. I'd like to see something more in depth go into play first. We can make better judgment of our choices and our decisions from this point on. But clearly, they had Nolan in the boat while he was in the process of dying and being alive. So how does a dead person get out of the boat by themselves? There's only one way. They dumped his body. They panicked. They thought they were going to get blamed for it. They've did numerous things. So right now, they are guilty of negligence murder, abuse of a corpse, and probably multiple other felonies and misdemeanors that go along with it. Also, probably some type of maritime laws that they have broke as well. Let's tap back into this. Let's go in depth, and let me continue to gather the facts and all the info on this, and I'll tap back in.
Yeah. Jelly Roll's cousin. Ha. Ha. That's Jelly Roll's cousin. He got the eye of Horus above his eye, which I thought was kind of susparian. Little susparian. You know what I'm saying? Man. All right, so listen, tomorrow I'm trying to do like 3 streams. I made sure I came back for y'all, just so you know. I don't want to hold you, but I'm a moji, fold you, and scold you about being on code, and you know I got 4 words for you. If you're new here, I need you to go ahead and subscribe for the vibes, like for the spike, comment your vomit, share if you care about getting black empowerment everywhere. Uh, if you're a stomp down, you'll come back and hype this thing. You get 3 hypes a week. You can spend one with me and get some of this black empowerment into the hype, because they don't be pushing these kind of messages, you know. Also, Make sure y'all hit them bells for notifications so you know when I go live. And if you really want to support the channel, you know, Jules and all of that is good. But the best thing you can do is be on the landscape view of the broadcast. So right now, if you're watching it and you got the chat below and the pictures above, that's the portrait. That's probably how you came in. But once you come in, you got to go over to the landscape view, because you know they pay different on that, and that's a great way to support the channel, and I'd appreciate it. Don't forget that we got t-shirts on deck. Go to the link is in the description for those. Say it with your chest. We got all type of dope shirts on deck, and then we also got the on code arsenal, you know what I'm saying, full of goodies. We got the DVD, we got the book, the digital downloads, and the CD. So go check all of that out. Get on down. Other than that, I got 4 words for you. Thanks for the Jews on the way out the door. Justice. Thank you for the Jews, Just. Thanks for the Jews, Just. But I got 4 words for you: love, peace, blessings, and aloha. I'm out the Doha for Shoha. You already know.